Have you noticed what is actually going on when you are experiencing moments that you are not really happy with afterwards? In those moments, what can really solve your problems is consciousness. It is completely and utterly the only solution that you will ever need for any behavioral issues that you have. Anything where maybe later you think like, oh, I could have reacted differently. Actually, my true self, like that would have done something differently. We have those moments a lot. Every one of us has them. Because when we are in a more calmer state of mind and have more time to think, we usually know intuitively what's the best thing to do, really the best solution for any moment. And then we think like, okay, what was happening there in this moment that I couldn't react in the way that I wish I had? And the solution for that really is consciousness, conscious awareness of what you are doing in the moment. And this is where meditation is really crucial. When you meditate, you increase your capacity to have that awareness during your daily activity. When you're doing stuff in your life and you are training this ability to be present, you can solve any behavioral issues that you have. You can overcome any anxiety that you have. Every situation that you think is like challenging to you in a way that is stifling you, and you're not able to act properly in the way that you would like to. Consciousness is the solution. This is a very practical application to, or a very practical benefit of meditation. And why is that? Let's say, for example, you have an issue with your diet. Like sometimes maybe you are eating something more than you would like to. Maybe the kind of food is not of the quality you would like to. It has too much sugar, fat, salt, whatever in it. It's processed, this addicting food. Maybe you had that experience and then afterwards you think like, why did I even eat that? It doesn't serve my higher goals of being healthy, being fit, feeling good, and being in a high vibrational state. And when you notice further, during that experience, what actually is happening, you are not conscious. You are not consciously experiencing everything that's going on in the moment. Because if you would maybe realize what your mind is coming up with, the excuses, and that the experience isn't actually enjoyable. Because your mind at the same time comes already up with these excuses why you're doing it, to make it kind of even possible for you to do that. Because otherwise you would realize that it is not serving you and you wouldn't do it. But your mind is chattering and explaining and rationalizing it away. And that keeps you from being conscious. You're absorbed in that story. And that's just one example. I'm sure many of you have experienced. At least I know I have. And the solution here is really to just be conscious. Accept those thoughts. Accept that you might engage in behavior you are not really happy with. And then you experience that fully. You let it emerge, you let it pass by, and you haven't missed it. But what has changed is you are not hiding the uncomfortable aspects from yourself in that very moment. You let those shine through in the light of awareness as well. And then it really is only a matter of time until you drop the behavior you're not happy with, or you overcome your emotional or mental anxieties that you're having in certain situations, because they are also usually not real. They are only because you are absorbed in these stories that they create the fear or they hold you back. And so consciousness, conscious awareness, experiencing consciously is really the solution to all of your self-made problems, of every behavioral aspect of yourself that you are not happy with. Either if that's something you are not doing because you are afraid of it and you would like to, or something you are doing but you hate that you are doing it and you would like to stop doing that. And especially in personal relationships, when you are interacting with other people, especially then it's so helpful to be conscious, to be aware in that moment and really experience all the guards that you may be putting up, all these egoic beliefs that you are holding, and this ego that you're really trying to protect in those moments where you're later thinking, oh, this was stupid behavior, because it's selfish behavior. It's not coming from your true inner loving, happy and accepting place, from this place where you are totally confident with yourself and you are all accepting of your own bad behavior, of the bad behavior of others, and you are seeing that in consciousness, totally without filters. And that's where you are really creating from your best possible behavior. And to just experience everything consciously will fix those moments where you are not happy with. And this is really a deep, deep aspect of this spiritual path that is, how should I describe it? It's so transformative to your whole life, because you cannot hide anything from awareness. Once you have trained this ability enough, once you have trained it so much that like your whole day is experienced from this conscious place, it becomes so obvious. You grow in so many ways you haven't even known you could grow before, because you have been hiding them from yourself. And you haven't really known why you're showing that behavior, because you were absorbed in these stories that your mind came up with during the activities that you were doing. Your ego creates these stories that you lose yourself in for a certain period of time. And really, consciousness is here the solution. But be aware. It will demand a lot of truth from you. It will at sometimes be difficult, because you see the truth and you cannot hide from it anymore. There's no place your ego can hide, and you are forced kind of to really adjust your behavior to what is true. I mean, it has great benefits because it improves your life in many ways, but it certainly isn't a straightforward and easy process. You will fall back into bad behavior, you will fall out of consciousness many times over, and then you will wonder, is this even worth it? And you will fall back and then doubt everything, because your bad behavior and your ego comes back full force. But then it ebbs away again and you are again acting from consciousness, and this time it is even more true, it is even more closer to your true being, and it's just this roller coaster ride towards like increasing awareness. It's not a straight line. You're not improving day by day or week by week or even year by year, and you go through these cycles. That's something to expect. But overall, on the longer trajectory, if you are able to keep up a meditative practice, a practice of self-inquiry, of training yourself to be present in this moment, really there is nothing that can hold you back from solving all of these issues that you may at the moment still experience. And sometimes it's even more subtle because you are not consciously aware of the manipulations that your mind is doing. And you're just in an area in your life maybe not completely happy, and you don't even know why. And the first thing that on this path will become obvious is not the solution, not the resolution of these behaviors, but actually the aha moment of, oh, that's what I'm doing. That's what my mind is doing. This is where the problem is created. And that's the first thing. That's the insight into the story your mind creates. And then really the resolution comes after that, after a couple of times. Usually when you observe that behavior consciously, you break out into laughter because it was so ridiculous, maybe the story that you believed in, the place in your mind that your consciousness was hiding while you were doing these actions, while you were maybe not acting the way you wished you would. And so this is really a beautiful process. And so the ripple down effect, so to speak, from meditation. And then it's a free place on the other side. It's where you are living from that consciousness. And currently my experience has completely changed in that way that what I'm doing, what I'm acting from, has this filter removed. It's just coming from a deeper place, and this ego is not struggling anymore and with the idea that it has to filter this. What I'm saying right now, what I'm doing when I interact with other people, it comes so spontaneously. Maybe also through my recent awakenings it has taken off these filters even more. But it has become a beautiful experience where you are resting in that consciousness, and it is, or your physical appearance, your body, your human form is just doing its thing, so to speak, but more easy flowing. So these words that are right now I'm speaking, they are not, I'm fully aware they come from a place that is not like my ego. It's not like I'm doing this. It's coming from the creative source, you could say, that I'm tapping into more and more, that I'm able to step out of the ego mind and into the conscious experience of all that arises. And so that's what I hope for you. That's what I hope really if anything, my videos will lead you to stay consistent, committed to your own practice. And yeah, that's what I hope for any of you out there who are watching my videos. Because it's just a beautiful way to exist, and that's what I want to share. It's getting cold out here, so I'm going to end this video at this point. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and if you're really interested and you have been watching this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so please do me a favor. I would really appreciate if you share this video with someone you think might be interested in it, and give the video a thumbs up so that maybe more people can find this content and benefit from it in the future as well. Yeah, with that, thank you for watching, and see you soon.